The world is so political. I can't say political. Hey guys, it's Olivia and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Olivia. I'm 25 years old and I was recently diagnosed as autistic as an adult. Here at my channel, I try to make videos bringing awareness to females on the spectrum and just kind of try to educate people about what females on the spectrum are like, because a lot of times females who are autistic don't fit the stereotypical autistic person image. For this week's Autistically Me video, I'm going to try to jump into a controversial topic, the autism puzzle piece. I was originally going to do this week's episode on a different topic, but I received a lot of comments and messages about my use of the puzzle piece in my little logo, so I thought I would address that today and talk about where the puzzle piece came from, what people think of it, and my personal opinion on it. So where did the puzzle piece come from? I did a little Google search and I found that the puzzle piece logo originated all the way back in 1963 in the United Kingdom, when an organization known as the National Autism Society made it their original logo. Their original logo features a puzzle piece and a weeping child, and this child is apparently weeping because of their puzzling condition of autism. The puzzle piece really started gaining momentum as the symbol for autism when a large American company called Autism Speaks started using it as their logo. Now, what do people think of the logo? I've researched and read from a bunch of different people on the spectrum, or parents or family members of people on the spectrum, about their thoughts on the logo, and it's definitely very mixed. Some people love the logo, some people hate the logo. A lot of the people who hate the logo has to do with the fact that Autism Speaks uses it as their logo. Now, back in the day, Autism Speaks used to run these big giant ad campaigns talking about how autism was a disease that needed to be cured. In some of the ads that they ran, apparently they featured families talking about how autism ruined their family and autism was a curse, and I guess one ad even talked about how this woman who was autistic and her child is also autistic wanted to kill herself and her kid because autism was so bad, which, yeah, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. I don't think that needed to be a campaign. Because of this bad stigma that Autism Speaks was kind of spreading about autism and how they were campaigning to find a cure so they could rid the world of autistic people, obviously rubbed a lot of people on the spectrum the wrong way. People on the spectrum do not feel that they have a disease. They do not feel that they need to be cured. They're whole. They're perfect the way they are. I can totally understand how that could rub a lot of people the wrong way. I'm sure you can too, because that's definitely a bad look, and autism is something that I don't think I need to be cured of, and obviously I think most, if not all, people on the spectrum think the same thing as that. For other people, they were saying they don't like the puzzle piece because they do not feel that they're missing a piece, they don't feel that they're a puzzle that needs to be solved, and it kind of goes back to autistic people thinking they're perfect the way they are and they don't need fixing or anything. So because of all this negative stigma that goes with the puzzle piece because of Autism Speaks and that autistic people are a puzzle that needs to be fixed and solved, a lot of people on the spectrum are trying to push the official symbol of autism towards this rainbow infinity symbol, and according to them, this rainbow infinity symbol just is very inclusive and it is a great representation of how diverse people on the spectrum are. So now let's talk about my opinion on the puzzle piece. If you haven't already guessed, because I'm making this video and that it's in my logo, I actually really like the puzzle piece, and like isn't even a strong enough word. I love the puzzle piece, and I'll tell you why. It's actually pretty simple. Autism was the missing piece of my life. Since I can remember, I have been on this lifelong quest to figure out why I am the way I am, why my brain works the way it does, why I do certain things the way I do, why I am different, and why my brain apparently didn't seem to work correctly, or at least like other people around me. And even as young as 8 years old, I was screaming at God in my room during meltdowns, asking him, why did you make me like this? And for 24 years, I didn't know, and it drove me nuts. I looked far and wide to try to figure out myself, and I could not. And then a year ago, autism was brought into my life, and holy crap, it was the missing piece. It made my whole life make sense finally for the first time, and it answered my lifelong question of why I am the way I am, and it answered my prayers of asking God to explain why I work the way I work. So for me, the puzzle piece is like literally the perfect symbol. It could not be more perfect. Before I knew what autism was like, my life was a puzzle. I didn't know why I did things the way I did. And then I found autism and it was the perfect missing piece, and it was so perfect, in fact, that now that I've been diagnosed, this past year, my life has been the best yet, because I now understand myself and I can make sure that I'm in certain situations that don't hinder me, because I now know how my brain works because it's autistic. You know, growing up, I have been diagnosed with like everything under the sun, so it seems, and so I had all these different pieces of my life puzzle, but they just didn't seem to fit together correctly. But then when I got that autism puzzle piece, oh my gosh, everything started fitting together and finally making sense to me. And now, a lot of people, I'm sure, don't care why their brain works a certain way, and they don't care why they are the way they are and what makes them them. But for me, I was obsessed with figuring out why I am the way I am, because I felt different and I just really like answers. I don't like not knowing things. Another way I view the puzzle piece is that, you know, puzzle pieces are all unique and different, and that's how I view people on the spectrum. We're all unique and different, and then we can come together and we make up this beautiful spectrum and beautiful world. So that's another view on the puzzle piece. I definitely don't look at it as a negative thing for obviously all the reasons I just mentioned. I can understand why some people view it as a negative thing, but I do not, and probably definitely never ever will view the puzzle piece as a negative thing. To me, it is the most beautiful thing. And in fact, I like the puzzle piece so much, I actually got it tattooed on my body permanently. So that's how much I like it. I liked it so much that it is now a part of my body for the rest of my life. Growing up, my life was really challenging and difficult in a lot of areas, and that is because I was missing my autism diagnosis. I was missing a piece of my life, and if I had had that missing piece of autism, my life could have been way easier and less difficult, and I could have avoided a lot of bad things that I had to go through. So again, that just goes back to how the puzzle piece is just the perfect meaning in at least my situation. I have obviously gotten hate and rude, mean messages for my like of the puzzle piece, and this is going to be brutally honest, but again, I'm autistic and that's what I do. I don't care if you are offended by my like of the puzzle piece. I like it, and that's all that matters. For people on the spectrum to bully me, a fellow person on the spectrum, over a simple logo, I think is the most ridiculous and terrible thing. I mean, people on the spectrum preach about being inclusive, being accepting, and then you turn around and be huge hypocrites by not accepting me because of a simple logo. The world is so politically correct these days that you can't differ from opinion or say or do something that isn't even wrong without getting canceled or whatever you call it these days. And to me, in my brain, that's really silly and ridiculous. I personally don't get offended by like anything ever, and I think I live a pretty awesome life for not getting offended, because again, I don't know, but just my observation, people that get offended over the silliest and simplest of things seem to be kind of miserable a lot of the times. So if you're getting offended because I use a puzzle piece in my logo on my channel on YouTube, then I honestly feel sorry for you. I respect people who like the infinity symbol or a different symbol for autism, and I just ask that you also respect my opinion for liking the puzzle piece, because I honestly don't like the infinity symbol. I think it's very generic and could mean anything. I think the puzzle piece is unique and people know what that's meant for, but I'm not bullying you. I'm not writing you mean messages or comments saying, oh, I can't believe you'd use the infinity symbol. That's so rude. That's so offensive. Oh my gosh, you need to be canceled. I don't say that. I mind my own business. And if you like it and that resonates with you, that's all that matters. So for me, the puzzle piece resonates with me, and that's all that should matter. I'm respectful of you for your dislike of the puzzle piece, and I just ask that you show me that same respect for my love of the puzzle piece. If I have hurt your feelings because of my use of the puzzle piece, I am sorry, but again, I'm gonna be brutally honest, and this is gonna come off as so mean, but I'm autistic and we're brutally honest and just speak our mind most of the time. I don't care. I like it, and that's all that matters to me. So yeah, that is the origin of the autistic puzzle piece and why I love it so much. I would love to know your opinion in the comments, but whatever your opinion is, please let's be respectful of other people's opinion, because we can agree to disagree and still love each other and still make up an awesome autism community. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, I know it was controversial, so I hope it was okay and it didn't make you uncomfortable or anything. But again, thanks so much for tuning in to my latest video. I appreciate your support so much. I can't even tell you, and I will see you soon with my next video. Have an awesome week, guys.